What are Oklahoma's general guidelines related to parental visitation? I'm Tulsa attorney James Wirth. That's a question that we have. I'm doing a series of videos related to the advisory guidelines and visitation schedules based on the report that came out from the Administrative Director of Courts as requested by the legislature back in 2004. So as part of that, they've got different visitation schedules that fit different circumstances based on the age of the child. Sometimes they've got to, if there's a long distance between the two parents, then there's a special schedule for that. But this video is about the general recommendation regarding parental visitation as it appears in those advisory guidelines. So let's see what that provides. So first off, generally you want to have a specified minimum amount of time for the non-custodial parent or the secondary custodial parent. So when we talk about, some people call it standard visitation of every other weekend or extended plus, but that's generally considered to be minimum visitation if you put in that schedule. So this is the minimum, but you can allow more visitation beyond that. So what this indicates here is that there's a preference for having a specified minimum amount as opposed to having a maximum amount or exact set amount. Additionally, it notes that as far as what's best for kids, stable and meaningful involvement of both parents is generally best. Of course, absent, there being issues where one parent is a danger to the child, of course. Notes that each parent has a different and valuable contribution to make to the child's development. And it says, absent a showing of harm, children should have structured routine time as well as unstructured time with each parent. So you want to have your fun time and you want to have your, school homework time or more structured time. Notes that parents who can mutually agree on visitation schedules are preferred to having the court make a determination. So this is usually the case anytime you're going to the court. The parties know what is best and know more of the facts so that they can get together to reach a compromise or some sort of agreement. Generally, that's going to be better for the children than the judge making the determination, where the judge is making the determination based on the limited facts that can be presented in a single hearing or trial. What else do we have here? Divorced, separated parents have inherent obligation towards their children, including avoiding open conflict, particularly in the presence of the kids, maintaining positive existing relationships, both with the children and the other parent, communicating and cooperating with each other to arrange the children's activities, maintaining and sharing full and complete access to medical records, school records, maintaining direct contact with personnel working or caring for their children. So this one can be different depending on whether it's a sole custody determination or a joint. If it's joint custody, you're required by law to share all those things. If it's sole, well, the recommendation is it's in the best interest of the child if you do have good sharing between the parents, but that assumes that both parents are acting in the best interest of the child. Maintaining consistent rules from one house to the next. This is one that it's good in theory. In practice, it's very rare. Each party usually has kind of their own rules in their household. And based on the general custody rules in the state of Oklahoma, each parent is usually allowed to have their own rules. But the advisory guidelines do recommend that the parties have consistent rules and they coordinate on that to create a sense of security for the kids. Next one, allowing children to bring personal items back and forth from one house to the next, no matter who purchased the item. It is the child's property. They should be allowed to take it where they want. That's the recommendation here. Lastly, adjusting visitation schedules over time as the family's circumstances and needs change. So that's what they're considering to be the general recommendations when determining a good visitation schedule, to follow these things. But it notes that each visitation schedule needs to be tailored to the dynamics of each individual family. So those are the general rules. In the next few videos, we'll go over specific circumstances and recommendations they have based on the age of the child and other things. If you're dealing with a case in Tulsa County or in any county in the state of Oklahoma where you've got visitation custody issue, you're probably going to not just watch videos online, but you're also going to want to talk to an attorney privately and confidentially, receive legal advice. To get that scheduled with an attorney at my office, you can go online to makelaweasy.com.